Hello, hello, and welcome back to the final Let's Play of Fate Extra. This time we are going ahead with Castor, probably my favorite character of this game, and the hardest one for survivability as well. Because as much as Archer's gimmick is a bit hard to set up, at least he has a bit of survivability. Castor, on the other hand, is a bit harder to keep alive. So without anything else, let's start a new game. Get your data, skip the prologue. Here we go again. We're gonna go ahead on easy mode, since in the end it doesn't really change anything. The only difference is it spawns the health fountains, and it's basically just it's a way um to help with grinding, really. Because Caster is a really grindy, not because of her levels or anything, but because of the achievements she has. Like, all of the characters have achievements, but Caster is the hardest one to pull off everyone. Yep, that's the thing. So, before we start, I can read off all her achievements. So, we have 10 perfect battles, 100 perfect battles, 10,000 damage taken, 100,000 damage taken, 300,000 damage taken, defeating one rare enemy, defeating 5 rare enemies, acquiring a total of 100,000 points, and acquiring a total of 500,000 points. So yeah, it is really hard to get everything. I don't think I've ever gotten everything in a single playthrough, but I will try, because you do get rewards, at least for the perfect battles and the damage taken. No, we get actually for almost everything, really. The only thing you don't get is for the funds. But yeah, so let's go for a magical fox girl. Caster, maniac, a half-demon shaman, clad in revealing robes. This servant is for players who want to be challenged and facing true adversity in battle. There is a belfry. In that moment, gentle days end. I was awakened very abruptly. I didn't even think I dreamed. I suddenly find myself walking to school. My headache worsens day by day, until it finally buzzes in my head like an alarm. That day, in potent numbness, I wake up twice as fast as normal. I walk to the schoolyard. It's clear and cloudless. 7:30 a.m. What season is it? When I try to recall that season is it, I start to get dizzy, so I almost pass out. I may wind up back in bed if I let go and faint. For some time, I have been embraced by a rush of useless information. The normal stuff you'd see at school, like the hustle and bustle of my classmates by the entrance, hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. When I push through, my field of vision fizzles. Today, there's a crowd of students milling in front of the school gate, and more are being directed that way. As to what's going on, there's a boy in black uniform in front of the school gate. He's my friend, as I recall. He's Issei Ryodo, as I recall. I remember this from the first time when Issei noticed me looking at him and pushed through the crowd. Good morning. Lovely weather we're having, don't you think? Hmm? Why do you look so surprised? We announced last week's assembly that this month's student council would strictly enforce school rules. He read through his spiel as if this is the first time he's ever disclosed the information. I already know this. I know it. I already know what happened. It's happened more than once. I'm seized by a headache. I'm so dizzy. I feel like I'm being forcibly logged out of my consciousness. First, let me check your student ID. I shouldn't need to remind you, but it should be on you at all times. My login ID is being checked. It's so obvious now. An answer clearly at the question that usually makes me go dizzy. As usual, let's go for the female student because we have some funny interactions with Caster. Hakuno. Hakuno, yeah. Ishinami. There we go. Yeah, let's just go for Haku. Yep. Great. There's no telling when an emergency might occur, and it will be a help if you have your ID. Indeed, he say. I feel nauseous, and I know that I'm nothing to do with what I ate for breakfast this morning. I feel nauseous because of the world around me. It's reappearing itself over and over, and that's making me sick. Now, for the uniform inspection, collar check, pant hems check, and your socks check. Fuck off. I want him to get out of my way. I want his repetition to stop. I push him aside and go forward. I'm not nice about it either. Next is the contents of your bag. Notebooks, textbooks, pencil box, and even with contraband. Your nails are evenly cut, and your haircut sensible. Indeed, quite remarkable. You're a model to Kimihara Academy student. He keeps on talking loudly, even though he's facing no one. I have a headache. I'm shivering. I know one thing for sure. This is wrong. And this is not the school I know. It can't be. I have to go. I have to hurry and wake up, or else it'll be too late. But who am I? Am I awakening for? My anxiety and headache are only getting worse. Afternoon arrives when I desperately try to find a way to escape from this bizarre situation. As is now the norm, my vision is overlaid with some kind of unnatural distortion, uneasiness, futility, emptiness. I want someone to explain to me the true nature behind all these feelings. There must be a key somewhere, something that will have answers to all my questions. Let's get out of here and go on to the where the arena is. No one has stepped foot on the first floor. My feelings of unease intensify. There is a student wearing a red uniform. Leo, the new transfer student. The instant I lay eyes on him, I immediately feel intimidated and humiliated. There's also someone trailing behind him. Looks like one of my classmates. The more I think about it, the more I realize that Leo isn't the only anomaly I've come across while on campus. There are other things that seem off as well. It's becoming clear now. There are people who shouldn't exist. Students are mysteriously vanished. The fabric of reality is coming unraveled. Don't turn away now. What is the truth? Don't turn away now. What defines the world we know? Don't turn away now. There is a reason why you're here. Come, do not allow yourself to close your eyes to the truth. Indeed, let's just keep on going. Leo and one of the guys from the class is talking in the hallway up ahead. The attention to detail is quite impressive, even the surrounding air is surprisingly substantial. If that's the case, this world is in some way more real than the real world it represents. How about you guys? What are your thoughts on this? You guys? From what I feel as if it's including me in this comment. However, Leo begins to speaking to my classmate, seemingly oblivious to my presence. Greetings. I believe this is the first time you've had an actual conversation. Leo gives me a smile with no hostility. However, I have the suspicion that there is something more malicious behind that smile. Attending school wasn't half bad. I've never had the opportunity to go to one before now. In that respect, this has been quite an interesting experience. However, the time for fun has come to an end. I'll not come here to play as being a student. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. As for me, the time to do so has arrived. With those final words, Leo turns his back to me. Farewell. No, that's not quite right. I don't think farewell should be accurate in this situation. For reasons I cannot explain, I have the distinct feeling that we will see each other again. So I guess I could use more congenial see you later. Well, it's time for us to move on. I wish you the best of luck. Off he goes. Leo said as much, even going so far as to look in my direction. For some inexplicable reasons, I'm not surprised that Leo knew I was spying on him. I'm trying to get things straightened out in my mind when Leo suddenly disappears. The NPC is gone too. The student who is following him also disappears after touching the same spot on the wall. At the same moment he vanishes, my vision distorts, and the shock threatens to overwhelm me. What's going on here? I wonder what this place is the source of my unease. Alright, off we go. Like him, I place my hand on the wall, expecting it to be drawn in. I see now that the way to the truth, to why I have these feelings, begins right here. I want to know. The atmosphere changes. There's a doorway in the entrance. There's a concrete wall used to be. It's not something of this world. There is no doubt that the door leads to someplace unfathomable. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first step towards the truth. The entrance to another world. Beyond this door, the previous statement perfectly describes the view before me. Walking behind me is a strange silent attendant. It is to be my sword and shield for what lies ahead. A disembodied voice suddenly confirms my thoughts. Although I have yet to learn anything, I need to do something besides stand here. At the very least, there might be some clues to this bizarre experience up ahead. I have no choice but to go ahead into the darkness with only this strange doll as a protection. Indeed. Let's just get this over with, shall we? Like I said in the last Let's Play, this is kind of funny that they're using the Game Over song for this part here. I don't know why they just chose to reuse the song here, but it's quite an interesting art choice. There's not really much to do here, just a straight line. Caster, I might as well talk about what my plans for her build are. I am going to start off by building up her defense, because she doesn't get really all that many magic attacks until a little bit later. So I am going to focus on her strength and defense for a little bit, for the first few levels. Then I'm just going to pump everything into magic. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, really. No longer a typical school campus, the floor and walls, the air, even the aura are slightly off. I wouldn't be surprised to see a monster pop up from the shadows. It's very much like a dungeon here. Welcome, potential master. With a shocking suddenness, a voice begins speaking. Sounds like it's coming from the empty sky above. If you are looking for answers, you must reach the goal. Now please step forward. Alright, let's get this over with. You can see the sword burial down there. It's just a tutorial here. It's not really all that interesting. We've already seen this time and time again. Yeah, it's rock, paper, scissors. We know what this does. We don't really need anything. Yep, rock, paper, scissors, fine. Not particularly hard, really. So, how did it go? One thing to know is that each turn you'll have to plan a series of 6 moves. If you defeat your foe, yep, okay, yeah, just the same thing, yeah, I know this one. It's just a tutorial, there's not much going on here. Just speed through this. Yeah, it's the same thing. There we go. Yes, that's exactly right. As you may have already noticed, performing 3 successful... I know. Yeah, it's just a tutorial, come on. I really wish they skipped the tutorial in New Game Plus. Because, right, like, we've already did this at least one time. We completed the game at least one time, we don't really need the tutorial again. And it's not really rocket science, it's literally just rock, paper, scissors. We'll look at the UI and you can pretty much tell the deal too. There we go. And the last one before we exit this thing. Yeah, I know. And yeah, we have this, and then just repeat the thing. And that's that. Alright, finally out of here. I made it. At the end of a very long road, after going through a door that suddenly appears in the wall, the oppressive air of this place where the spirits of the dead still linger, there's a goal. That's what I thought. Further in, it appears as if someone has collapsed. When I look into his face, it's the student who was following Leo just now. I call out to him, but get no reply. I shake him in an attempt to wake him. Then I notice he's stone cold. I go as pale as the corpse before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It is at this moment that a guy wakes up. The fallen effigy lying next to the male student comes to its feet and with a clatter. After having to fight several enemy programs to get here, it's obvious that this thing is an enemy as well. Yeah, okay. Without warning, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. Alright, so, it's just random stuff. We can just do whatever we need. We aren't meant to win this as usual, so let's just do whatever we can. I don't know if we can win. I know that people can cheat and give ourselves infinite health to eventually win, but I don't know if we can win this. There we go. Seems to be lacking as well. I can hear the sound of a distant voice. The time has come for your inevitable loss. You will consider this round of preliminaries to be over. Farewell. I pray you'll find peace in your annihilation. Was his voice final words to me? I don't have the power to protest. All I can do is stare at the floor. I think I'm going to die here. Suddenly, at the edge of my now hazy vision, a number of brown-colored lumps seem to rise from the ground. Actually, you might just notice them now. They may have been there from the beginning for all I know. These lumps are the bodies of an untold number of fallen Tsukimihara Academy students. Yep, that's a lot of bodies. The guy before me wasn't the only one to fall. All the others made it here and died, unable to do anything. And in a very short time, I suppose I will become one of them. Maybe I should just close my eyes. Now, I will. I did all I could, so maybe it'd still be better for it to end now. I refuse to give up. I refuse to give up. I summon all my strength in an attempt to get back on my feet. However, as I try to move, an unbearably intense pain shoots into my entire body. If that is how it's going to be, no, if this is... I still refuse to give up. I don't want it to end like this. I cannot ignore the intense pain coursing through my body. I've reached the point where I no longer see the stars in my eyes. Feel like they're they're on fire. I feel like all 5 of my senses are being ripped from my body. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of pain. I'm afraid of losing my senses. I'm afraid of becoming a corpse. And the most terrifying thing to disappear. Hold on a second. Okay, never mind. Yeah, disappearing without a trace in any reason at all. It's not right that I disappear here. My consciousness shoots through my wave of distortion, screams out against the injustice of it all. Not that my purpose is suffering through those headaches just to fade away here and now. What were they all for if I just fade away here and now? I have to stand up. It's okay if I'm scared, it's okay if I'm in pain. I have to rise before all of that, because I have yet to fight on my own volition and my own terms. There she is.
どこの誰とかとか全然存じませんが、その慟哭、その頑張り、他の神様が聞き逃しても、私の耳にピンときました。羽化の御霊の神もご承覧あれ。この人を冥府に落とすのはまだ早すぎ。だってこのイケメン魂、きっと素敵な人ですから。ちょっと私にくださいな。
The sound of breaking glass is accompanied by a light cutting through the gloom. I managed to move my weary body to achieve aching head to see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was glowing rising from the floor in the middle of the floor, a room, that form. In appearance isn't much different from what a human being, but something was different, clearly so. The power emanating from it transcended that of a human, or any enemy I've faced in getting here. An awesome power. It seems as if I'd vaporize anyone if it touches. Swirls within my body, almost against my will. Yep, that's right. But for now we can actually do a little funny thing to know. Pushed her along the intensity of the kimono-clad person in front of me. I agree to become her dear master. The only one to get a dead end with is Archer, which makes sense. He's a stoic man. He takes your word for it. She takes hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand that she grabbed comes a sudden warmth, and then the sharp pain, like I've been cut with a knife. On the back of my hand, as though I tattooed, is a strange symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark on my hand and the person standing before me. And then... there goes the puppet. A noise behind me brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I can see the effigy from before. It's still there, now in a fighting stance. I wince uncontrollably, recalling my previous defeat by its hands. Master, if it isn't any trouble, would you please leave this to me? I will obliterate that worthless wooden toy and erase any trace of its existence from this world. And yeah, we don't have any skills for her, which is unfortunate right now. She's a caster with no magic at this point. You can see how little damage she's doing compared to caster compared to Saber and Archer. So yeah, the first things we are gonna increase is not gonna be magic. It is gonna be instead strength and defense. Although I think I'm going to go for defense first, since she also has really low health and really low defense stats. But as that effigy stops moving, there's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. Thanks to you, my dear master, I was able to win while using only 5% of my power. She continues to talk, however the sound of her voice doesn't reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark on my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and it burns through my consciousness. The mark imprinted on your hand is a command seal. It is proof that you hold dominion over a servant. You can use it to give free orders that must be obeyed. Think of one of disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you lose it, for some reason you will die. Once again I hear the voice. I somehow manage to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations, you have endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while, you've achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort to say the least, but it has made it all more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but it's the first time I've seen a mastered so helplessly as yours. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of nerves and rashness. Thinking about it now, the voice sounds like a 30-year-old man, and seems really irritatingly smug. For some reason, I can see the owner of the voice as a priest dressed in a somber cassock. Oh, are you curious about my identity? I am honored, but I am insignificant. I am merely part of the system. I am just a guide, tasked with giving a standard message and given the personality of a prior participant. I have no more than words, no more than the mountain they just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record? So if I raise any objections to this voice, does it mean I won't receive any answer in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You have received a commendation for something about you having a light. I have no clue as to what to say such a thing about me, but that short phrase struck my heart, because for some unknown reason I knew the words were sincere. As for I expected good things from you, it seems like some of commands have than an encouragement. Now, let us commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For most, the monotony of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War, the right to exist. That is correct. An object of great power once existed in the world, one that could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail, and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in, is now an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance to the deadly struggle, where many wizards will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, Magi, had I not bestowed upon the earth desire, you would merely be saints capable of committing sins. Now, fight to the death. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those who are strongest of desires. The voice reverberates throughout the hidden chapel, as if it were the voice of a god. Kill, Magi, Holy Grail War, grants wishes. These questions and more swirl inside my head, and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In a war, weapon is needed. That is your servant. There, your spear that pierces the shield and the shield that protects. Your heroic spirit whose pursuit it is to clear the way to the Grail. That is, the one who stands beside you. I look over to the young woman with the foxtail, who returns the look with a glowing smile. She's my servant. It seems you have decided. And with that decision as payment, I will now open the gates of the Holy Grail War. The mark on my hand, my command seal, once again becomes excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. And plop. Down we go. I reach my limits of my endurance. My mind starts to shut down. I lose consciousness, as I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now, let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who was worthy through battles, the divine providence of man. Magi who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength. And we can save our progress now. To week 1.
ぬかるみの日常は燃え尽きた。魔術師による生存競争。運命の車輪は回る。最も弱き者よ、剣を鍛えよ。その命が育んだ己の価値を示すために。
128. The sky burns. Houses collapse into ruins. People fall into the ground. Roads come to an end. The conflict started here. With this, the world will be restored. It is what I alone has survived. So I don't remember, never forget. I believe it is salvation in sin, never forget. I was born from perdition. This must be a nightmare. This must be somewhere. It could be anywhere. Those events that occurred in the true memories of childhood. A torrent of blood flows, and a voice resonating with bitter resentment can be heard. Life fades away without a thought. Friends, families, strangers, all gone. Soldiers with guns, families trying to hold together. A grotesque struggle to the last, until a gentle peace descends as death comes to claim them. I could not accept all I have seen. My question of why never left me. Even with the divide between conflict and catastrophe, why did such a tragedy occur? More importantly, why has such a world even turned into a hell on earth? A gentle rain begins to fall. All things once living fade away, leaving only one behind. Amidst the helplessness and despair, their souls' last feelings are of rage and regret. The rain wets their cheeks as their eyes close one last time, dying forgotten and alone. Seeing this, I struggle to rise from the depths of death. I will not accept what I have been shown. If I can live again, I will definitely. But there's no second chances, and before long the rain has cleansed the scorched earth. Never forget, I was born from perdition. What that means. Somehow, please don't forget it. It seems I saw some sort of twisted, distorted dream. With that, I wake up in the nurse's office. I must have collapsed and was brought here. So that was that world the effigy was blocking my way? So was that world the effigy was blocked my way, and that servant the dream as well? Having some difficulty reading that. No, this nurse's office is far different than the one I knew. It's similar but off somehow. There she is. Ah, good morning, dear master. I'm glad to see you finally decided to wake up. The overwhelming, unforgettable presence of someone suddenly appears by my bed. I thought I was dreaming, but the ears and tail are real. There's no way to mistake her for human. But after seeing her incredible power in the fight against the effigy, I don't care what she is. If you died, I was going to curse everyone on sight. Anyways, welcome to the Holy Grail War. Do you know anything about the Holy Grail War, right? Let's pretend we don't know. Holy Grail War? I've heard mention of it, but what is it exactly? Well, maybe you've forgotten exactly what the Holy Grail War is. You were asleep for a long time, so maybe it might have been fuzzy. Let me explain then. First, the Holy Grail. It's supposed to be held the blood of a savior who can grant a holy relic to perform miracles and became well known through the Arthurian cycle. Exactly, and the battle of wizards fight to the Holy Grail is called the Holy Grail War. You might have forgotten this, too, but you're one of those wizards who've come to fight for the Holy Grail. Also, though it's called the Holy Grail, there's no way it could be the real thing. But don't worry about that. The fact that it can grant wishes makes it the Holy Grail of sorts. As for the rules, servants and wizards fight together, and losers give up their command seals. My eyes are drawn to the left hand where I've been marked 3 strange symbols. Monsters come to duel with only one is left to claim the Holy Grail, I think. But don't worry, my dear master. My dear master is a lock to make it all the way. It'll be a walk in the park. I thought it's that simple. While I have a million questions, at least I know the basics now. And whether I want to be here or not, I am now a participant in the Holy Grail War nonsense. Yes, understanding the basics is more than good enough for now. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get on important stuff. Do you know what servants are? Sorry, I don't have a clue. Let's pretend we don't know. Sorry to embarrass you. I guess you need me to explain what servants are as well. After a brief panic attack, brought on by embarrassment, she continues to her explanation. Servants are heroic spirits drawn from history to help wizards fight in the Holy Grail War. Those whose actions continue to have effect long after their deaths become heroic spirits. I am not all that heroic, though. Although, anyways, servants are manifestations of those legends. But whenever an actual heroic spirit was summoned in past Holy Grail Wars, it's subject to debate. But this time, the Holy Grail has done a better job at reproducing heroic spirits than any human. Also, according to the rules of the Holy Grail War, servants are divided into 7 classes: Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, and of course Berserker. I'm firmly enscored in the Caster class. I'm especially good at long-range magic attacks. My fighting style might be teensy bit difficult to get a handle on, so I apologize for that. Especially since she doesn't have any skills to begin with. Caster. She seems unusually outgoing, but there's no denying them her abilities as a servant. Wait, if all servants are heroic spirits, I wonder who Caster was in real life. Huh? My true name? I'm far too insignificant to bother. That's not true at all. To bother with my true name, Master. Please just call me Caster. That way, my identity won't be revealed to our enemy, who could use it against us. With that, my servant disappears into the ether. However, I can feel their presence nearby. They must be staying out of sight, then. They're not needed, so their identity can't be compromised. But now how their identity could be guessed just by their appearance is beyond me. I mean, there are not many Kitsune in the legends. Kitsune legends are there? It's my guess, at least. Hakuno, you're finally awake. I'm so relieved. You don't seem to have any injuries, so feel free to leave when you feel like it. Also, all of your memories have been restored by the Seraph, so don't not worry. Any Magi that seeks the Holy Grail will have their memories suppressed and are given to those of a student. Only masters who manage to recover themselves are allowed to enter the main tournament. Now that you have regained your memories, please review them to make sure they're complete. Regain my memories? That's alright. So my name I can't remember anything about my past. I realized that everyone around me was forced to believe there were normal students. However, I cannot remember a single thing that happened to me before then. Your memory's restoration failed. I cannot help you. I'm Sakuramato. I'm just a custodial AI. My complaints were totally ignored. It seems that she can't act beyond her programming. Oh, I should give you this before I forget. She gives you some kind of portable terminal. I assume it's to make messages and whatnot. As a participant, you should pay attention to any messages that appear in your terminal. Yeah, it's the main menu's tutorial. Hello, Hakuno. Have you met Father Kotomini yet? Good luck with the tournament. I will test the limits. You look at the Matrix. We don't really have much. But I can look at Caster's stuff. Maleficicum. Maleficum. A witchcraft that Caster uses in all physical phenomenon performed with her own body. While common magecraft are programs and recompose the existing around, witchcraft are programs that recompose the raw materials in one's own body. According to Caster's own words, this time it's only one due to constraint of the moon cell, but a religion that can reduce 1 million troops from my multiple tails. That is certainly suspicious, though. Territory Creation C. This skill allows one to create a reality tailored to specifically their skills as a magus. Unfortunately for Caster, her personality is ill-suited for the task of manipulating reality, as she has great difficulty even creating a small-scale crafting studio for creating minor amulets and other types of low-level talismans. Yeah, that makes a bit sense, if you know who she is. Alright, off we go. Right, so, church is closed, we can go to Kotomini. Yeah, pretty much all we need to do is head to Kotomini. He is in the 3rd floor, right? Or we need to talk to, someone first. Let me see, where is... 2A. Alright, we can't fast travel yet. It's a shame they gave us fast travel so late in the game. That's weird, I can't get into the classroom. I guess I have to kill a bit of time. Where is this? Right, rooftop. Kotomini comes after. I've investigated the school from top to bottom, and there's nothing unique about it. The girl passed through the walls and was murmuring something to herself. We've never met before, but she can't be anyone but Bryn Tosaka. She has a nice face and figure, gets good grades, and is popular in Tsukimihara Academy. From what I hear, she even makes Shinji jealous. However, she became popular while the school was at peace. Things are different now. That defiant gaze is nothing like a vacant smile of a popular kid. The Holy Grail War. Before I knew it, the school had been turned into a battlefield. Rin knows it too. Yeah, I hadn't registered before, but we're all predators now. It's kill or be killed. I have to acknowledge that in the truth, even if I don't want to. Huh? Hey, you over there. Her eyes soften as she looks at me. Yeah, you. I haven't checked the NPCs out much yet. I know a simple way. Don't you move. Unexpectedly, her fingers reach out and touch my cheek. Such thin, delicate fingers. I realize how remarkable it is that such a strong gaze can come from an innocent frame. Imagine that. You're warm, though you shouldn't be. Huh? That's weird. Seeing a red cheek flush like that. Your face is just 3 centimeters from the tip of my nose, but my heart races at the closeness. Her breath exhales warmly against my cheeks, and her hair tickles my bare neck. Her pat down on my shoulders and stomach feels playful compared to the harsh gaze from earlier. Transfixed, I am unable to move, as her pale fingers slide over me. Interesting. You're more well-built than I expected. You look and feel real, maybe more real than most people. Hey, what are you laughing at? It's our adventure to look into everything, even the NPCs. She looks behind her, scowling. Although invisible, her sword must be there. Huh? She's a master too? No, a master should be more... Oh wait, doesn't mean when I felt up... I must be thinking about it now, because she's blushing as I am. Embarrassing. Shut up! I can make mistakes too, you know? Don't call me a pervert. I'm pretty sure she was addressing an off-color comment coming from her servant there. It could have been my imagination, or a higher such a detailed NPC could rarely exist otherwise. Anyways, you're to blame for being confusing. You're too bland to be anything but an NPC. Anything but a blank look on your face even now, but the prelim is too boring to jog your memories. She touched on a subject I would rather not think about even in jest. It kind of grinds me to a halt. No way, your memories still haven't returned. That's really not good. Once you enter the Holy Grail War, the only way out is to win. Leaving prematurely isn't allowed. You won't have memories, your previous battle experience. You still have to fight. Ah well, doesn't matter. You'll be defeated in the Holy Grail War soon enough. At the core, as the concern disappears from her voice, I glimpse at the real Tosaka, my opponent in the Holy Grail War. This isn't personal. She considers everyone in the Holy Grail War her enemy. Yeah, this woman doesn't understand, but she's nothing compared to you. Are you letting her say that? Unlike my servant, I have no way to respond to my future rival. I have to win. Now that I know what's at stake, I have to win. Well, I guess I pity you. We're not cracking into the system and destroying it, we're hacking. I don't know what the other side of the Seraph wall once it goes down. Did your soul get jarred after you made it to the main event? Or is it lost or unreadable? Then how about you investigate later? Well, in any case, if you don't look like you're cut out for fighting, thanks to excitement or nerves, everything feels unreal, no matter if you have memories or not. You can't help feeling like you're in a dream. It'll be hard to win feeling so disoriented. So I'm lost, so I've lost my memories. Who am I? What's my story? What am I even doing in the Holy Grail War in the first place? All I know is that I'm a master, with a servant at my command. Indeed, now we can go talk to Kotomine. Once your opponent has been decided, it's likely the Fit tournament has officially begun. But you know who you're fighting, you better go fight Father Kotomine. Hey, Akuno, you'd be willing to help poor teacher with a little tiny favor, right? Sure. Thank you, you've made my day. So, my favorite candle sword has been up and disappeared. I've searched the supply room, but there's somehow managed to find its way into the arena. Since I can't go in there, I need you to get my candle sword and hand it over during the first round. It's not here at all by the time, and I'm not here all the time, so you'll have one to check back every now and then. Thanks again! Congratulations, you have been deemed worthy of a participation in the Holy Grail War. You may call me Father Kotomini. I'm an NPC assigned to the task of supervising the Holy Grail War. As of today, you and your fellow magi have been given the honor of fighting in the arena up ahead. The war is run by an elimination tournament, with the Holy Grail being awarded with the last person standing. In other words, the participating masters will kill each other until there is only one person left. Simple enough to understand, yes? But a complete idiot should be able to understand the rules. Masters have 6 days of preparation period before the elimination battles, which occur on the 7th day. I advise you to use the time to be given to devise the most efficient means of slaughtering your foes. On the 7th day, you and your foe will fight. The winner lives and the loser is deleted. If you wish to make a query, speak now. The right to ask about the rules is given to all. I'm not gonna do anything like that. I see. Good luck then. Something troubling you? What was that? I have yet to inform you of first opponent. Wait just a moment. Strange. Seems to be a system error. I'll look at your opponent by tomorrow. One last thing. Masters who can continue to advance will be given a private room. The room will be located in the classroom 2B. Please enter this classroom into your terminal. Well, the first time for conversation has come to an end. The door leads ahead to the arena. For today, concentrate on becoming accustomed to the inner workings of the arena. The arena entrance uses the same door as we went through during the preliminaries. Good luck. Indeed, let's go ahead and take a look at the room, since it's a bit different from all servants. Kotomini told me the classroom 2B was a private room. If I hold my computer terminal, I can enter. And when I raise the terminal to the knob, I hear a loud hum. A low hum, and maybe an incantation. The door opens. As it seems we have a different take on this setup, but she's right in that we can't talk freely here. If I need to talk to Caster for any reason, I should make a point to come back here to do it.
模様替えはこんなところでしょうか。差し出がましくも私なりに手を加えさせていただきました。
Yeah, you can tidy up whatever you want, Caster.
いかがです？女房伝とまではいきませんが、それなりに雰囲気は出てますよね。多分に私の趣味が入っておりますが、そこはご主人様の寛大な心でドバッと受け流してください。さて、ここから先はご主人様の望むまま、解消のまま飾ってください。
That's where the tiger quests come for.
他人も羨む愛の巣になるよう、日々気を使ってあげてくださいね。
Alright. Time to go to the arena. I am gonna go ahead and complete like the first arena, and then we're gonna cut it for there. Yep, the other NPCs all have the same thing to say as they did in the Saber playthrough. If you want to know what they say, you can go there. I can go to that playthrough and let's play and just see what they have to say there. Alright, time to go. Master, a reminder that once you're in the arena, you're committed. Leave and then the day is over. Be sure to get your shopping and rumor mongering done before you head to the arena, okay? I understand, thanks. Before we do that, yeah, let's change these things. We still have the Demon of Atlas, which is the reward for clearing out the secret boss in New Game Plus, but it's not really all that useful right now. For now, we can use Shockwave Third Strike, and what else do we need? We don't really need this one for now. Let's put the Dragon's Cloak on. In we go. To the first floor. As usual, I am gonna go ahead and grind to level 5. Since it is a pretty easy place to gather. So this is the arena. Wow, look how stark and uninviting this place is. There's an ungodly number of enemies prowling around, but fear not, I can take them out for you, Master. Seeing as this is your very first fight, why don't we just aim to that enemy over there for today? And I am gonna show off. Oh, there's a fountain, yeah. I'm gonna do one round and then I'm gonna cut it there. Heads up, there's a weak little enemy coming at us. I really shouldn't be a problem, but if I fear for well-being, press square for the healing items. You can use the items while we're tail deep in battle as well. If you should shower me with healing on a regular basis, that'd be great. My defense is sketchy at best. Yep. Alright.
いきますね。見ていてください。それ。
You can see how little damage he's doing here. It is gonna be very... Yeah, it is so... she has such little damage. That's why I wanted to have her playthrough be at like New Game Plus and stuff like that, when we basically know all of our enemies' damage. There we go.
存分に恨んでくださいましね。時間の無駄でしたね。
You know what I'm gonna do actually? So to see if this thing goes faster. Where is it? There we go. Let's try using this.
マスター、いきますよ。
Nah, it sort of works. Yeah, it works a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely closer. But it's still not enough to one-cycle them. So it's not really worth it.
はい、お粗末様でした。尻尾汚れ。チャリン。
Alright.
チャリン。
We don't... Do we keep the money? That's always something I can't remember. Do we keep the money or... we do keep the money we have on the other time. We just don't keep the items. Alright, come here. Stop running.
参ります。いきますよ。ドン。ご苦労様です。やっちゃいます。はい。何を返します。
Yeah, we barely... It's really barely being able to do that one. Alright, that's that. We got a level up.
存分に恨んでくださいましね。
Nice.
レベルアップなんて、もうご主人様のイケメン。
Yeah, it'd be a bad idea to fight this one. We might want to pass on this one for now, Master. And we will. I'm just gonna go back to the fountain and then I'm gonna cut to where I'm level 5. That's basically the route I do. It is gonna take a little bit of a while, but it's better than nothing, really. Alright, I will see you in a little bit. Alright, we're back. We're done. We're level 5. Let's get out of here. Oh lord, once you exit the arena, your day will be done. You can't come back until tomorrow. If you're finished here, by all means, let's go. But are you sure you want to leave? Yes.
ではでは、本日はここまでということで。
Master, as a soldier, I can't reach my full potential. I'm not at full output. It's not your fault, Master, but the more you get used to fighting, the more I'll kick butt. I'll explore the arena again tomorrow. I'm invincible when my master is threatened, so don't worry, anyone in our way will get cut down. So the church only opens on day... When does it open? It opens on... Is it open tomorrow or when? Today, or when does it open? Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to figure out when does it open. I'll figure it out later. As I leave the classroom, I hear an electronic noise. It seems coming from the portable terminal I stashed in my pocket. When I remove it, I see some words displayed on the screen. The next combatants will be announced in the second floor bulletin board. Combatants announcements? That must mean I'm going to battle one-on-one with. I don't fully understand, but when I fought, I ought to go to the second floor bulletin board to find out. Let's just talk to Cass to see if we have anything special. Today we did fight a lot of enemies. And it'll give me something to look at.
さて、ここから先はご主人他人も羨む愛の巣になるよう日々気を使ってあげてくださいね。
Alright, nothing new. In answer to the notice sent to my terminal, I reluctantly head to the bulletin board. On the now dread white piece of paper posted there, two names have been written. The first name is my own, the other name is Shinji Mato, 1st Chimeric Lunar Sea. So, you're my first opponent. I'm surprised you managed to qualify. At some point during my initial shock, Shinji My god, hold on a moment. I'm back. Sorry about that, I had a delivery. Ring my door. Anyways, at some point during my initial shock, Shinji came up beside me. But I guess here all things are possible. Hey, you might be even the most powerful wizard here. We're all different levels, even though we're friends, but still, I should congratulate you. Hey, did you just barely squeak through the prelims? I guess you're a charity case. I guess being mediocre has its advantages. You get all these handicaps and whatnot. Keep in mind, this tournament's all about true strength, so you don't get too overconfident. And the guys you're running this are geniuses. Just look how intense the first round is. Come on, I mean, forcing people to give up their friendships in order to win? That's pretty insane. That's a cruel mistress fate can be, right? Even me, the strongest master, is paired with this. After that little outburst, Shinji puts up a plastic smile and pats me on the shoulder. Well, let's keep things clean, okay? It should be a good fight. After all, you're a master too. We'll see each other again. He'll be like as enemies. Don't let your former friendship hold you back. Off he goes. I have to fight Shinji and his servant. No matter how many times I repeat myself, the meaning of the words failed to register in my brain. Do I have to kill a friend, a fellow human being, but I don't have any clue as to why. This whole situation has fast become my nightmare. If Shinji has made light of the situation, why do I feel like I'm trapped in hell? Electronic chiming sounds from my terminal. The primary cipher key has been generated. Primary cipher key? What that's supposed to be? I guess it's supposed to be a key of some kind? That'd be a good idea to ask that priest from before Cortamini about the message received via my terminal. He did say all participants have the right to know any of the basic rules of the tournament. Yep, let's go ahead and talk to him. But before that, let's see if Cass has anything to say. Probably not, but since we're in the evening, you should probably add some program to say there.
さて、
Not the same thing. Alright. Ah, young master, I have a few things to say before you enter the arena. Earlier, the computer registered you as a primary trigger has been generated, did it not? 2 triggers must be retrieved by the end of the week. If you mean to participate in the tournament. Alright, I know, I don't really need to ask that. Combat between masters is prohibited in the arena and on campus at all times. If for 2 reasons a fight occurs, the system will shut it down within 3 turns. As a penalty, the status of any master caught fighting in campus will be downgraded. Easy enough to understand. The thing you have there is the matrix for Shinji, so that's not really anything we need to know. Hakuno, going to get a trigger? Well, it sucks to be you, I'm going to get right now too. A total credit like you wouldn't be able to find it with good luck anyways, haha. Off he goes. Ah, that dirty calculating! How dare you insult my beloved master so? Master, hurry up and go after him. I'll pawn that little guppy into a chump. Just a second. Before we do that, let's just go ahead and get to Sakura so she can give us her healing for the week. Starting today, the nurse's office will stock healing supplies. Healing supplies can be provided once a round for every master. Please don't forget to come by when you spare a moment. It's not particularly useful, but oh well. I think it's still closed. Yeah. It's still closed. So that means we are going to have to fight one of the hardest battles with Caster. Since we really can't do anything. We are forced to be at basic level when fighting Shinji at this point. So, yeah, there's that. Unfortunate. Alright, let me see if I'm not forgetting anything. Nope. Sakura, Kotsamine. Yeah, we're good. Do I smell like a cheap cologne in desperation? Must be the smarmy little punk. But this might be the golden opportunity to get the info on them. Let's track them down before they leave, Master. And Master, lots of stuff happens here, and you might miss out. Any info you might have gotten will be lost for good. Also, you can only enter the arena once a day. Make sure to thoroughly explore before leaving for the day. And I'm actually going to equip this one just to increase our defense, and this the Demon of Atlas, just in case. We know all the enemy's patterns, so they will just ignore us. We can still accidentally just run into them, so there's that. Excuse me. Alright, I'm gonna save just in case. And let's go on and do this. Yes, this weaselly little jerk. I knew he'd show up. You'll run into our opponents in the arena a lot. We never know when these meetings will turn out, but it might be a great chance to see what they're up to. Hakuno, you're late. While you were crawling along like a slug you are, I obtained a trigger. Watch that look. Your skills are pathetic compared to mine, so don't be too harsh on yourself. And speaking of losing, let me introduce my servant. I'm not gonna win. I'm going to win. It's not like it matters to me. But you can't even get the cipher keys, you might as well just accept it's your game over right here and now. Seriously, feel free to turn him into a bullet-ridden corpse when you feel like it. Alright, but you're sure it isn't bloating?
もったいないね。なかなか聞き応えがあったのに。ほら、うちのマスターは人間付き合いがご存知の通り下手くそだろ。お嬢ちゃんとは珍しく意気投合しているんで、平和的解決もありかと思ってたんだがね。
何勝手に僕を分析してんだよお前。こいつとはただのライバル。いいから痛めつけてやってよ。
おやおや、素直じゃないね。だがまあ、自称親友を叩きのめす少年の悪さは私好みだ。いい悪党っぷりだよシンジ。報酬をたっぷり用意しときな。
There we go.
う気づかれたのかよ。
We just have to survive for 3 turns.
何手早く済ませればいいさ。
And yeah, this is gonna be pretty hard. You're gonna see here just how fragile Caster is.
バリバリ呪うぞ。
ね
That maybe not because of this thing.
え。ないしさ。
Yeah, this is actually pretty good.
土俵際です。ご主人様。いきますよ。 100里を行く者は90をですよ、マスター。
And I'm going to do that one just for just the stuff.
ね
ご苦労様。
Yep, see? Pretty good, right?
もう気づかれたのかよ。
Crack. Looks like the Sapphire has ions on us. Oh well, there's no need to take her out right now anyways. You know, I like seeing you grovel in dirt like trash. A beg hard enough and I might make you my underling. You know, who knows? I might even share some of the prize money with you. Ah, I can't believe I bugged there to desecrate the supple skin of this fair maiden. I'll rip him to shreds. Oh yeah, considering his servant uses again, she might be an archer, but don't quote me on that. Matrix 1. Yeah, we know what the Matrix does. So yeah, really interesting. Really investigate the arena to find info on the enemy and maybe gain a tactical advantage. The key to surviving the Holy Grail War is to gather as much info as you can and to follow your nose, of course. My nose. I guess you're right. Yeah, more praise, please. Or could you just rub my ears? Oh yeah, this was also a race against time. You might not see that little punk again tomorrow. Some info is only available on certain days, so you should try to search the arena every day. Indeed. But, you can take a look at the Matrix if you want. I already read it in... there's nothing here. But yeah, I'm not gonna read the Matrices again, since I already read them in the Saber playthrough. And they're the same each playthrough, so that's not much, that's not much to see once you've read them. And you know what the character is. I'm gonna read Caster's though, since she's the only one we haven't read so far. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna replace the Demon of Atlas with Shockwave and Scapegoat with there we go. Or maybe nah, not that one. Let's go for the damage one. Yeah, it's better than nothing. Alright, so there's 2 ways over here. It's first engine's pretty easy. And just plonk. Hit them, get a little bit of extra XP.
バリバリ呪うぞ。
You know, it's kind of annoying because this is not counted as a perfect round because we do get 1 point of damage. It is not decided by how much, how accurately you predict the enemy. It's by how much damage you take. So a perfect round, you take 0 damage, but we took 2 damage in this one, so it's really annoying.
泣いて見ていてください。それ。はい、お粗末様でした。
It will get better once we get her skills, since the skills nullify normal attacks, so and her skills are pretty strong. So we do get a little bit damage there. Alright, you're up. Yep, this is the style. We can just gain strength here. It is gonna be pretty hard to see what the hell is this gonna be. Let's try this one.
いきますよ。破ります。聞いてください。やっちゃいます。
We were lucky there, yeah, we got that one.
私輝いてます。やっちゃいます。
Nicely done.
やっぱ
That
人のよう
should be enough.
バリバリ呪うぞ。破ります。
Maybe the second one does 16 too. There we go. That was a perfect battle, since we did everything without getting a single hit in.
ご主人様ったら天才かも。お疲れ様。
Wow, Master, you actually found a Mystic Code? Kinda lucky us. Most Mystic Codes are infused with powerful special abilities referred as code casts. To use those abilities, press square. Of course, you'll have to equip it first to see what skills they are. Yeah, we know what they are.
ゲットです。
Off we go to get the Cipher Key and the sword for Taiga. We can just heal ourselves here a little bit, real quick. And almost out of here. Just gotta get that guy first.
マスター、準備を。
Alright, so it should probably be something like this.
バリバリ呪うぞ。
Not quite, it seems.
だから寒いのてきめん。 やっぱ人の世は儚いものですね。
There we go, that should do quite a bit of damage. There we go.
存分に恨んでくださいましね。
We got the sword.
ゲットです。
And we're finally getting out of here.
懐かしいです。私も以前はここで。と、無駄口は禁止禁止。
Alright, that's the strongest enemy there is here.
夏野の
Let's
決
just...
戦を思い出すこの空気。要注意です。
Yeah, we're fine, really.
強敵の予感。マスター、準備はよろしいですか？
Well, as much as we ever be. Yeah, we're pretty good.
頑張りますね。
It is gonna take a bit of a while, but we will get there. Ah, see, this one gives us 0 damage, so we are gonna get a perfect with that one. There we go.
負ける気がしません。頑張りますね。
See? Yep, there we go.
お返しです。
There we go, a perfect battle through and through. And we got quite a bit of XP from that. And a trigger. So this is a trigger, but to me it said there'd be 2 per round, so do not forget to obtain the second
こ
one.
れでバッチリです。
Yep, let's just get out of here. Let's get out.
ではでは、本日はここまでということで。
I hate the jerk. I could turn the other cheek if he just meant me, but you're not weak. Because we're almost always famous. Most people can recognize your experience by the true name. That's the kind of information we need to gather tomorrow, Master. Then we can form a battle plan. There we go, and tomorrow we will do it now. Since it's a relatively short thing, it's one of those that nothing happens in the arena, but something happens in the school. My dear Master, I mentioned this yesterday, but you have to know our enemies to defeat them. Investigating the campus with the eyes of a sleuth every day will yield important clues. Once you enter the arena, you can't go back to investigate anything you missed, okay? People give things away when they talk, but they don't repeat themselves, so don't miss out. So make a habit of investigating campus and listening to others before entering the arena. I said a lot there. Did you catch all that? I understand. I knew we were paying attention, Master. Let's go investigate. Let's go indeed. Wow, looks like that smarmy little punk and the girl in red are going at it already. Might be a good chance to learn more about that jerk. Let's go! Let's go indeed. I managed to track down Shinji. Looks like he's talking with someone right now. Have you been inside the arena yet? Interesting place, isn't it? I thought it was amazing at first, but it's really pretty primitive. Like it's an ocean pulled from a story. I even saw Master who managed to summon Armstrong. Sorry, but I'm just messing with you. I dig the sea theme. Overall, the game's pretty well done. What's this? You actually managed to summon a decent servant then. Asia's premier hacker, Shinji Mato. You know, I may have had to take a crap from you in the past, but this time the winner is me. I'm sure it is. With our armada to back me up, I'm invincible. Nothing you can do will be able to even touch me. I must be pretty confident to give out information about your servant to an enemy, Mato. That elegant voice can only be Rin Tosaka's. Only she can crush Shinji's pride with a word. Shinji's face goes bright red as he suddenly realizes just how big of a mistake he just made. Yeah, that's right. One-sided fights bore me, so I think of this as a gift. But is it really? I might be lying. You might want to forget what I said. That is true. A single word would never expose a servant's true name after all. However, a class that controls an armada and is tied to a ship will fin out a candidate some. How will she attack? Bombardment or a frontal assault? It'll definitely be physical in nature. Well, I guess the only thing left in me is to prepare for a great many physical barriers. Shinji's face goes from bright red to a terrified shade of blue right before my eyes. Once you learn something about the enemy's servant, you can begin to make plans to defeat them. If both sides are strong, but only one side has plans, the result of the battle will be obvious. So that's what they mean by knowledge is power. I understand perfectly now. Oh, one more thing. I wonder if the Invincible Armada might be relevant to anything. I mean, others will start making references to that, right? Won't that just piss off your servant? Matrix 2. Well, whatever. Knowledge means nothing if you can't do anything with it. There's a good chance you and I will never face each other. Hey, how's it going? With the final pathetic attempt at a comeback, Shinji turns and starts walking away. And of course he's heading in my direction. As I wasn't hiding, Shinji sees me right off. You weren't there the entire time. You weren't there the entire time, were you? It's not like you can stop my my servant. Whatever. My victory is all that is short. Catch you later. Oh, and try not to disappoint me. It seems that there are a great many masters who don't understand the stakes involved. I hate that little witch, but she's right about that punk not knowing how vital information is. But enough about this stupidity. Be sure you search the arena and the campus for info. Remember, you can always count on my nose and ears to point out the right-hand direction. Got it. Hey, I'm so happy. For love and great justice, let us get a ton of information for our foe. Be sure to check every nook and cranny of the arena and campus so you don't miss anything. Also, there might be valuable information that's available only on certain days, so stay sharp. Yeah. You can go to the library to check info. But it's not really all that worth it. You can read it if you want. I'm not gonna read all this again. That's that. And Sure. Alright. And that's pretty much all we can do. Right, I keep trying to open the quick travel matrix. Yeah, you can take a look at it if you want. Alright, that's done. Let's get out of here into the arena. Let's actually wait. Hold on, I want to see if Caster has anything to say. We did do a pretty good amount of perfect battles, so let's see.
初陣は誰しも実力を発揮できぬもの。何回ポカをしてもご愛嬌というやつです。ビギナーズアンラックみたいな。ま、相手はエセイケメンですし。まずは私に任せちゃってください。
I do love her insults. She is very creative in insulting people. Alright. That's cleared up. Let's just head on to the arena. She isn't here. She's gonna come up later. Probably when the second arena opens up. I don't think the church is open yet, but I'm gonna take a look just in case. Whoops. Nope, nothing yet. It is a pain in the ass. They don't give us opportunity to level up right at the gate, so you have to wait a few days. Alright, let's just go into the arena. And as usual, I'm gonna cut here, and I'll meet you when we're out of the arena. See you in a little bit. Alright, we're here. We actually leveled up, level 6. And let's just get on and go back. And there she is, sleeping on top of the hard tables. It must be a hard position to fall asleep in. And that's pretty much it. We don't have any new info. And that's gonna be it for now. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for more Fate Extra. Ciao.